Alright, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can show you the marbles. These are marbles that I've made. You know, there's things that's happened, like this one, when it cooled, that green, it cracked around it. Sometimes glass has a reaction. So anyway, these are some marbles that I've made and I've kept myself because they were unique, or there was something about it that I liked, and I just, you know, wanted to keep a few for myself to remind me. Here's one. That is all gold and silver fumed. It's what I call a space vortex. It kind of goes down into that point down in there. Got a nice gold fumed. I called that a snail trail backing. Here's a nice corkscrew type that I made. Has some glitter, some aventurine in it. Oh, and that's something else. I sign all my marbles. Sign all my marbles that I make. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. So I made this in 2019. Also, this one's got a nice little UV surprise. So I'll turn this light off. And as you can see, this one has some UV bands in it. So I use UV in my glass and stuff that I make as well. Turn that back on. This is a wigwag turquoise. The color's a little off, but you can't see with the camera, but that one also has some UV in it. Really shines up nice next to that white. So that's a wigwag. This was just kind of a fun accident here that turned out kind of cool, and it was one of a kind, so I kept it. This is one of my favorites, so I kept it. Really fine lines. See if I can backlight this one a little bit. So it's got a lot of depth to it. You just can't see it on the camera. I don't know if you can see down in the marble there, but it's just lines like this all the way through. So that one was kind of fun. I do things like flowers, or I did. I haven't done anything for a couple of years. But that's a gold fumed flower. I was going to make a marble out of it, but then I ended up flattening the back of it, putting a loop on it, and making a pendant out of it. So it ended up with a nice little flower pendant. These are all just kind of experiments and failures, so I won't get into that because a lot of those are cracked and different things. This box has got some nice stuff in it. I'll give you a little scan of the whole box here, and we'll look at each one. So sometimes I make, for Easter, I make eggs, Easter eggs out of glass, different colored swirls. This is the only one that I've got right now. Like I say, I just kept a few examples or a few unique ones that I made. That was kind of a neat one, made out of cane pieces that I made myself. This was an experiment. This was actually a ball bearing that I encased in glass. So that's just, it's really heavy. It's got about a 5/8 steel ball bearing in it. And then here's one of my favorite, like I said, the red, white, and blue is my favorite color combo to put together. So here's a wig-wag that I made. Kind of a nice open end, you can see into it. Here's what I call a dragon egg, because of the points in there. I'll show you that. I've got, this is what started that. This is what I call a dragon scale, because of all the spikes. So then whenever I twisted one up and egg shaped it, it came out to that. So that's what that is. Here's kind of a pastel. Say the colors aren't going to be great on this camera. Pastel yellows, pinks, purples. Really faint colors in that one. Here's another kind of unique one. Nice little swirly, twisty. Some blue aventurine and some green aventurine, and the pastel colors all layered up and with a slight twist in them, so you can kind of see the layers between each one of the ribbons. Nice big multicolor wig-wag with some aventurine in it. This is kind of a flower type marble. A little bit different, but and I have this is gold fume over white, so that's why it's pink. Whenever you put the gold over white, it goes pink. You can see the gold sheen in there off the actual gold. That's a vortex. White back. Red and blue hearts covering the back. Here's another somewhat reason I was trying to make a poinsettia. So, has some nice little green leaves on it. And then we're going to get back into a couple that have some UV. So here's a wig-wag. And I will turn that off and kick this back on. So you can see the little UV surprises in that one. So that's kind of fun. And this one has a hidden pattern on it. I'll show you. It looks kind of void. You got a dot stack back on it. You turn it over and it doesn't look like there's anything there, right? Let me turn this off. I'll turn the black light back on. Then you can see this pattern that you can't see without the black light. Now you see it, now you don't. So I kept that one because it was kind of unique. Here's another flower type with air trap bubbles on the ends of the petals. Another just kind of corkscrew type twist marble, amber and blue and white. Here's another little flower pendant with a gold fumed flower inside of it. So that's made to be a pendant. Be worn on a necklace. Here's a ghost pendant. I used to make these for Halloween. So let's say they're signed. Little ghost face on there. Here's a silver fumed flower pendant, kind of like the gold fumed flower pendant that I showed you earlier. So that's another pendant. Of course, my favorite, the red, white, and blue. Showing something else here. These are micro marbles. These things are about the size of the pin heads, you know, the old plastic safety pin that your mom used to sew with. Those are called micro marbles. I make those one at a time. This is one of my favorites. This is another pendant. It's a little turtle with a dot stacked back on it. His head is actually the loop for the necklace. And we're getting down to the end of what I've got that I kept for myself. Here's a nice big red, white, and blue corkscrew type, and it's got a little bit of UV in it as well. So anyway, this will kind of conclude my video part of the marbles that I make. These are ones that I made myself one at a time on a torch. So, and just ones that I have left that I kept for myself to enjoy, that I made myself. So I hope you enjoyed that, and when and if I ever get my torch set back up, I will be trying to share the making of these online, and I go back to selling stuff too. I used to sell most of what I made. So anyway, appreciate y'all hanging with me, and different kind of treasure tonight, but hope you enjoy it.